the very, very young mother. He has no idea, but these two, they talk. Oh, it says they are going to attempt a lawsuit for my estates when they talk about it more. Will they win? It will go away. We'll start it, but some hills are too high to climb.
Oh, nothing sitting here.
Okay.
No, I ain't on the computer. That's it. I'm on the phone. Well, I'm recording on the phone.
Now it's goading me. It says out of questions.
Oh, baked macaroni and cheese.
Okay. Yes. I'm out of questions.
And made a
out of
potato
questions.
salad.
Yes, I'm out of questions.
No, that's the thing that's talking.
I'm thinking real hard here.
You what now?
I'm thinking real hard.
Oh,
so what do you think of their careers? Is there anything in their careers that you don't approve of as the father? Is there anything you don't approve of? It says yes, the sex tape. I don't approve of it. Yeah, the sex tape. He doesn't approve of it. And he says that relationship that made the sex tape was not a good one. It was not a good relationship for Kim to be in. It wasn't. And he doesn't approve of it. He doesn't approve of Kourtney's tantrums on keeping up with the Kardashians. He says he believes it's actually very good for her, but she doesn't see it. She's throwing tantrums because she has very low self-esteem. But she's also very, very stubborn. She is very stubborn and she has very low self-esteem. Okay. Are the storylines on the Kardashians true? Some of them. Some of them are made up. When you see Kourtney, those are true. When you see Kim, not true. When you see Khloe, mostly not true. When you see Robert, true. My daughters, Kim and Khloe, are very creative, very imaginative. I'm very proud of them for that. I really love them for that. And they are also protecting their families and their lives. Khloe has a very nasty streak. She can go too far when it comes to other people and her storylines. Kim doesn't have a nasty streak. That is why she's walking in my footsteps. But Khloe is such a strong, sensitive person. She acknowledges her wrongs. She acknowledges she's gone too far. And I'm very proud of her for that. I'm very proud. I just love my baby. I love my baby. I'm very proud of her for that. How about Kris's stories? Kris is like a little girl who never grew up. So her stories are crazy because she was always crazy. When I was married to her, this was her behavior. She is who she is, and that is why that athlete took advantage of her. He took advantage of her because she genuinely trusts and believes in love, and she genuinely fights for love. Now, she didn't do it then. When she was with me, she was fighting for self-love, and I am glad she found it. People grow into themselves. They eventually become who they are. The bad become who they are. The good become who they are. Life is a journey. It's a journey. Okay. Last question. It says, because you're bored. I'm bored. It says Kim and Kanye's marriage is not healthy. But he still treats my daughter good. It's not a healthy marriage. My daughter has 5 children, not 4, and Kanye is one of them. I find it unhealthy. She is eventually going to get tired of taking care of him and propping him up. She is going to get tired, and then she's going to find someone else to be with. She is going to get tired. But he also finds many people to be with. So that's what you see in front of you is not true. And that's it. I've got nothing else to say. Okay. Okay, he has something to say. Well, thank you, young lady. It was a pleasure. An interesting and fascinating experience. Okay, it's about to insult me. I have before me a young lady who could be so much more, but she's so tired and she's just like, I'm too scared, and she just withdraws on a regular basis. She withdraws on a regular basis. There's a lot of envy and jealousy in your community about you because of your ancestors. They are some of the best. Thank you, I know. I know my ancestors are some of the best. He says, ask me. Okay, I was going to ask, but then I decided not to ask. But he says, ask me. I was going to ask him about coronavirus. I mean, he does live on the other side, doesn't he? So you might as well tell us about coronavirus and how that's going to affect us. You are not going to feel the effects because the effects are already in motion. The effects, the future of life is already in motion. It's in motion. You're not going to feel the changes because you're all in cages right now. And on a regular basis, you'll be in and out of those cages until you really don't remember what your former lives were like. They will find a vaccine. They will find a vaccine. Some will react to it. Some will be perfectly okay. The changes are permanent, but the world is changing, isn't it? That is what the world does. It changes. The changes are permanent. There will be a lot of riots when the vaccine is invented. When the vaccine is offered to the world, there will be a lot of noise on the streets. A lot of noise in the courts, a lot of noise. It will bring more uncertainty and destruction to the world when the vaccine comes out, because it will almost be like terrorism. It will be like terrorism, but the terrorism is coming from those who don't want the vaccine, who say people should just take their chances. They should just live or die, take their chances. So there will be like almost terrorism. There will be terrorism, threats on planes, because they won't allow people without the vaccine to catch planes, and there'll be threats, and there'll be, threats, a kind of terrorism, and it will go on. Some of it you may hear, some of it will be handled by the relevant governments in absolute silence. What you will be hearing is only 1% of what is actually going on. These riots and this kind of terrorism will continue for 3 to 4 years after the vaccine is invented. So those who take the vaccine, who take their chances with the vaccine, will actually have a more normalized life, but the threat will be constant. The threat will be extremely constant. Okay, so I want to ask about these threats and this coronavirus threat and the terrorism. What will eventually happen to the world? What will eventually happen to the world during this terrorism and this anti-vaccination terrorism that is coming? What will happen? They will eventually be subdued, but at the cost of life. There are more people who are... Okay, that is my question. Oh, all right, sorry. There are more people who are anti this vaccine than people who actually are for the vaccine. Okay, why? Why? Why is that? Fear. Those who hate vaccines are afraid of dying from a needle. They are so afraid of an abrupt death, they'd rather die refusing. And that's what this is about. Fear. Fear on both sides. Too much fear in the world. An extreme amount of fear in the world on both sides. And this will have the world gripped in fear for like 5 years. 5 to 6 years of fear. Most of it, you will not really hear about it, especially in the country where you live. Yes, Canada, they are very good at covering that up. But those who live in some countries where there is less press censorship might see it. Fear. I wish you all the best. And thank you. And that's it.